Good evening, folks. Jay from Cold Nights here, and I am joined by my brand new co-host, Miss Mandy.
Hello.
We are bringing back Cold Takes. We feel like there has been a huge void in the video game podcasting arena, and I really, really enjoyed what we used to do here on Cold Takes. Just having fun discussions, no drama, no negativity, and that's what we're bringing back. And I know that we both had fun on the episodes we worked together on that, and we thought, hey, why don't we start hosting this together? And at first, it'll be us just talking about games and collecting and all that fun stuff, and then we'll start having some guests, and we'll have that old dynamic back. So this week, I wanted to talk a little bit about positivity, and that's kind of a tenet that I want to have with the show going forward. But I think that video games have taken on, especially the discourse online, a real negative tone. Wouldn't you say, Mandy?
Yeah, definitely.
I
There's
think
a
that
theme.
it sometimes gets out of control to the point where you literally have people threatening each other,
Yeah,
name
yeah.
calling, harassing, doxing, and it will be over something really stupid. You're like, oh, I like the idea that they released Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. And all of a sudden you have people calling each other like slurs and threatening
Yeah.
each other, and you're like, what is happening? It's video
Yep.
games.
Twitter is a scary place.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I really think that we need to, um, kind of focus on trying to move away from that. So I think
Yeah.
that specifically in this episode, we're going to talk about it, but I want to make that like a real point of the podcast. And I certainly can think of nobody better to have positivity with than Mandy. So Mandy,
That's very sweet. Very
in
generous.
in case anyone
I know.
isn't familiar with you, why don't you introduce yourself to the people that may not, for some reason, have caught one of our streams or videos together? So who are you and what do you do?
Well, my name is Mandy. I have a channel called Miss Mandia where I like to make videos kind of talking about video games, but more so the way that they like interact with life generally. I really think that's an interesting perspective to come from because I find video games a really important part of my life, and I prefer talking about them and thinking about them in an integrated way like that rather than just thinking that they're for escapism or that. So I like to talk about that and incorporate like nature footage. That's my favorite thing. It's been a while since I've made a video like that, but that's the philosophy of my channel.
And guys, she makes like the best like nature photography video game mashups. And again, going back to what we were talking about, it's all positive. Like you're not gonna have a Mandy video where she's like, "I hate the new Pokemon game," or "I hate Dark Souls," or "I hate localization of JRPGs." Like
Mm.
it's positive, and
It's just the me complaining about the Atelier Marie blur is the one thing, but
that's the
apart from that.
worst. That's the worst sin Mandy has ever created. It's the worst
Mhm.
perpetrated sin by Mandy ever. But it's very positive, and I myself have been guilty in the past of being very negative about video game news or new consoles, and it's time to get over that. I had an experience this last week with the release of Resident Evil Requiem, and I picked it up the morning it came out. I work third shift, right? And I picked it up the morning it came out when I was coming home from work, and I was bringing it home for my son. Um, and I decided, right, because I've been a huge Resident Evil fan and I have a huge history with the series, to make a post about in 1998 when Resident Evil 2 came out on release day. My dad was waiting for me outside of school to pick me up, and he had the game in the car. He had gone and got the game while I was at school, and for me, that's a very fond memory. And, my dad passed away about 15 years ago. It's been a long time. And every time Resident Evil comes up, it brings up those memories, like kind of bittersweet, but mostly good memories. And so I made a post about it. And, I showed, the game, the Switch 2 game on my seat in the car. And then I put a picture of my dad that I had from an outing when we went on like a picnic or something. He's like, you know, doing the Captain Jack thing up on like a picnic table. And it got a tremendous response. It had something like 90,000 views, almost 5,000 likes. And the virality was cool, all right? I'll admit that. It was fun to watch those numbers go up. But what was really cool was two things. And that was that A, there was not a shred of negativity about it at all. I thought, right, that when I posted that, especially when I started seeing the numbers go up, that someone was going to be like, "Oh, that's a key card," or "Oh, that's on the Switch too," or that it would be some kind of bad talk about men or fathers, that you would get some kind of like weird response to it. And there was nothing like that. Nothing about bad about the game, nothing bad about the system, nothing bad about key cards, no discourse on men or fathers, just positivity. And the second thing that I enjoyed so much was so many people that viewed that post commented and quote tweeted that post with memories of gaming with their fathers and their grandfathers. And I thought that was so cool to sit there over a 2-day period, have 90,000 people interact with that, and zero negativity. And I was like, wow, because almost my entire timeline, whether it's about politics or religion or video games or anything, it's filled with negativity. And I remember I was talking to another friend of mine who's an influencer. She does TikTok. And she was like, yeah, I can't imagine the internet without all the negativity. And I was like, but really truly imagine if every time you made a post, you didn't have to worry about someone commenting on your looks, commenting on your opinions, throwing a big shit fit about the game or the console it's on. I think that that would be such a beautiful thing. And having seen that happen with the post that I did, it kind of makes me want to focus on being positive, because I think that there's so much more in the hobby that we all love than negativity. Like, Mandy, when you load up like your Switch or your PC to play a game, are you thinking negatively? Are you like, I'm gonna hate this shit, or this is the
Let's kill these
inferior
people.
version, or this is a cash
No.
grab?
Nah. I don't usually, because I also don't really keep up with a lot of the the gaming discourse on Twitter. Like sometimes I'll see things, but I'm not that interested in like keeping up with everything that's currently going on, because it's just like I've got other things to worry about. So yeah, I definitely try to turn to games as like a positive thing.
I
I was just trying to
absolutely.
think of like if there's something that makes me angry. I did get angry at uh Final Bar Line because they didn't have the entirety of One Winged Angel. So that made me mad. But apart from that and the blur thing, usually it's just good times.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with being critical, but when you make your whole
Yeah,
personality
yeah.
and your online persona about being critical, I think that's like a real problem. And it can be tempting. Because there was a couple videos I put out, around like when the Switch 2 came out, and they quickly racked up like a couple thousand views. And I'm like, yes, this is the way to go. And I was like, but wait a second. Do I want to pigeonhole myself into only being angry on the camera, where I
Yeah.
can't
I think
express?
it takes a lot out of you too.
It does,
It's
especially
draining.
when you kind of talked about like the escapism of games. Like when I'm either playing games or talking about games or sharing videos or pictures or footage or experiences online, I don't want to dwell on negative things. If I
Yeah.
post a screenshot of my Pokemon team and Pokemon ZA, I don't want the first response to be someone like, "Oh, that game sucks." Well, that's not
Yeah.
why I posted that. I didn't ask
Yeah.
for your opinion on that. And that's not to say that we should forget that it's important to protect consumers' rights. Like, I'm a big consumer advocate. I did have problems with the Switch 2, and I still do. I still have problems with key cards, but I'm starting to get over that. I'm starting to realize it's kind of like, let's say, a diet, right? Where you should keep away from like really salty foods or foods with a ton of sugar or saturated fat, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't have them sometimes. And that means a lot coming from me, right? but like, yeah, I definitely bought Final Fantasy Remake on a key card. Yeah, that happened because
Yep, I got
I
one too.
my my desire to play that game in handheld mode on the comfort of my couch on the Switch 2 is greater than my desire to freak out about the key cards.
Hmm.
Yes, I still think key cards are a bad direction for gaming, but I'm definitely going to play the few that I'm interested in. I got Bravely Default. Like, I got that too. And I'm not going to join the keycard gang and proudly post my like 30 keycards and be like, keycards of the future. Keycards are still bad, but I can enjoy those experiences.
Yeah, there's reasons why you might want to get them. Like I got, because I don't have a Switch 2 myself, but I got one for my sister for her birthday, and it was so funny because I sent a picture to Jay, and I was like, oh, please forgive me, and then he just started laughing and posted like the same picture back
Yeah,
because it was like the same day.
yeah. And like
But yeah, sometimes it makes sense. There's not
sometimes
a
that
choice really.
experience will be greater than the negative of playing it in that format.
Yeah.
And, for me, and gaming is a very personal thing, all right? I have a pretty severe disability with my vision. I can't play on the TV from the couch. It will never happen. I can't, my vision is too poor, even with corrective lenses. So for me, it's a very big deal to have handheld gaming options. And that's why I got so excited about the Portal, and I was an advocate for the Portal, and it sucked. The Portal is a terrible console or add-on or whatever the hell you'd call it. The Wi-Fi connectivity on it is so bad. I have excellent Wi-Fi. It's unusable. It sits, I think it's still up there somewhere. It sits up there. I don't use it. It would have been a great thing,
That's a
but it
shame.
never really worked out.
Mm.
But the things that I play the most are by far my Switch and my 3DS, DS, DSi, all my handhelds, Vita, PSP, because I can have them in my hand. I can play games on the PC or through, the capture card at the monitor where we're recording this now, but I don't like that. I want to sit on my couch after I've worked 12 hours. I don't want to sit. Like, I have a very nice, comfortable gaming chair. It's still not as comfortable as my couch with like my legs up on like the chase lounge kicking back, you know, drinking out of my fancy Pusheen metal tumbler, you know. Like that's what I want to be doing. And
Yeah, it's good to be cozy.
that kind of segues into my second thing. I bought a Switch too. And I'm man enough to admit that my opinion on it has changed. I said I'd never buy one, and I absolutely did. And I have my reasons. There are experiences I don't want to miss. And very importantly, my concern with the availability of electronic components possibly raising the prices even further, I think it's smarter to get it now than later. So I definitely did pick it up, and I've been enjoying the hell out of the new Hyrule Warriors game. Age of Imprisonment is so fun. I was sending you pictures of like the Robo Link
Yeah.
dude, the
Yeah,
mysterious
his
construct.
eyes.
He's so
Crazy.
awesome. And then there's like an evil version that's like red that
Yeah.
Ganon like awakened, and it's so cool. But I've really been enjoying that, and I haven't opened up Final Fantasy Remake, but that's like next on the list. And
I'm
I'm
excited to see what you think about it.
yeah, because like when I originally played it on console, I only played it for like a couple hours because again, I don't like playing at the computer. So I
Mm.
don't like playing on my capture card, and I can't play from the TV. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, so I am now amongst the Switch owners, and I don't feel like I need to apologize because my opinions have changed on it. I still think it's just a Switch Pro. I don't think there's a lot of original stuff out for it. But realistically, how's that any different than the PS5? The PS5 came out, and I was dumb enough to buy that on day one, and like literally like nothing. Even years later, there's still nothing. So it's funny to see like the Sony ponies, talk about, oh, well, the Switch 2 has nothing. Well, the PlayStation 5 still has nothing. Gaming, unfortunately, is not doing well. And that's why I think we need to do so have some positivity. Because you can look at it, Xbox is basically out of the race, and
Yeah.
PlayStation does not really have any great titles dropping, anything original, and Nintendo's struggling with it too. So I think that maybe if we all chill the hell out and focus on enjoying the things we enjoy and expressing our enjoyment for them, maybe the game companies will get a clearer signal as to what will sell and what
Yeah.
we want.
What's worth doing?
It's easier to make a decision in good faith based on good input than it is trying to react to negative input.
That's a very good point.
I actually absolutely believe that. If you're reacting to complaints and bitching, you're going to make kind of like a seat of your pants quick panic decision, whereas if you're reacting to good things, you can watch that pattern and be like, they love this and they love that and they love this, and then we can do that. So I'm seeing, and I don't think we mentioned it yet, I see you got some headwear going on there. What is that? What is that?
This is my Cold Mandy hat.
Who is that handsome fellow?
That is Jay as Justin from Grandia and me as Sue.
That's awesome.
Cold Mandia Theater.
Good
I made these
times.
last year.
Guys, if you haven't seen those streams, check them out. They were like legendary.
They were very fun.
Voice acted streams. We were having a great time. And
Yeah,
that's really cool. Man, I wish I could get one of those.
You will one of these days.
But that is pretty
On the
cool.
way.
I can envision a whole Cold Mandia merchandise line. That would be incredible. We'll have to get a
It was
metal.
really fun to draw these.
We'll have to get a metal tumbler like this one of that.
Ooh. Or a mug.
That's right. Coffee and consoles, Cold Mandia version. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've really learned a lot over the last year about being positive, and I'm trying to make that part of what I do going forward. And yeah, speaking of headwear, look at the Sylveon pin. It looks freaking amazing.
So
My wife
cute.
got me a whole set of them. I still have them over here. If we look at these, we have a Vaporeon pin.
Aw.
We got Eevee pin. We've got, oh, that was Glaceon. Umbreon pin. We've got Leafeon
So you
pin.
were saying the Eevee was Glaceon. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Eevee.
Yeah, no, I showed a Glaceon and I was like, this is our Vaporeon pin. So, pretty cool set of pins for the Evolutions. And of course,
Those
Sylveon
are really cute.
is my favorite little buddy. So, but yeah, we're
Beautiful.
rocking the cool headwear. I couldn't find my original Pusheen beanie that I had for the old Cold Takes. I was hoping I could wear that for our like reawakening here, but
Come back.
I could not find it. I was really struggling and getting frustrated by it. So, but we have so much more to talk about. We're going to go to a quick intermission where we are going to see the latest featured videos from Cold Knights Gaming and Miss Mandia, and we'll be right back. And we're back, and guess what, guys? We are joined by a special guest, the amazing Churro.
Oh, Cheery!
Churro! Say hi, buddy.
Say hello.
He's like, what are you doing?
He's so precious.
Oh
He's
my
like, shut up
god.
and take me for my walk.
Now, you said that he thought you were going to bring him on a walk because he had your hat on?
Yeah, he saw me with the hat on and got so excited. And sometimes, like when I've got his leash, and he's like, he gets all feisty and he starts like woofing a little bit. So he was doing that, but we weren't going anywhere, so I felt really bad.
Oh, he's so adorable. It's so good to see him on camera. We see all the pictures you share on socials of him. Look, you're famous now, guy. You're on the most popular podcast. You're going to be our mascot. That's
Cool.
awesome.
Shuri and Stormy.
Yep. I'm not
Sitting
picking
up
out
for it.
Stormy because I don't want to get shredded.
Yeah.
Stormy is good for like a minute when you pick her up, and then it'll be like shred time.
Shred time.
Yeah, that's what it likes to do. She's wild. So, with that being said, and thank you, Chiro, for your gracious appearance, what have you been playing, Mandy?
Oh, I have been playing Pikmin,
Woo!
which I have really been enjoying because I've never played a Pikmin before, but I went to the Nintendo store in San Francisco on my way back to Australia, and they had this massive Pikmin section, and everything just looked so cute. So I thought I really need to play it. And it has been really fun, but it's a very hard game. I'm not very good at it. I think I'm on day 22, I think, because like if you're not familiar with Pikmin premises, you like crash land on this alien planet, and your ship kind of falls into lots of different pieces. So you've got 30 days to find 30 pieces and then get out of there. And the Pikmin, they're like aliens on this planet that you command and get to do all your work for you. So I think I've got 16 pieces and I'm on day 22, so it's not looking good.
Uh-oh, you better get a guide or something.
Yeah, because
I-
I think what's been holding me back is like managing like my army, because like they'll die and then you can sort of send them to collect items that will kind of like propagate them. So it's kind of hard to like balance the number of Pikmin, like raising Pikmin, with like actually doing the tasks. So yeah,
Can you grind in
we'll
it?
see. I don't know. I don't know what grinding in Pikmin would look like.
Because, like,
I mean,
if you can't grind, I don't know if I can play it.
I guess, I mean, you could. That's kind of what I do sometimes when I need to, when my numbers are low. Because then if I, like, spend time battling, once you defeat an enemy, then the Pikmin, they carry it to your base and throw it into the onion, and then it turns into more Pikmin. It like, feeds them or something. So I guess
Wow.
you could spend a lot of time doing that. But, like,
It sounds like
eats away at
Pikmin
your
are.
overall time.
It sounds like Pikmin are actually some kind of like weird parasite.
Maybe.
Like they kill the animal and then like use its body as like an egg laying host. Like what? That's terrible.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I have that. I might have to check that out to see what it's like because it sounds pretty challenging. Like I had briefly
Yeah.
played. I want to say it was Pikmin 3 on the Wii U. If that was the one that was on the Wii U, I think that's the only place I played Pikmin. But I'm pretty sure because at one point I was just buying basically like every Switch game that came out. I'm pretty sure I have the fourth one and the 1 and 2 remaster. So I'll have to check those out. But that's cool. Have you been playing anything else?
I've been playing. Oh, well, actually, if I'm being completely honest, I'm in the middle of a lot of things. I started Xenoblade Chronicles earlier in the year, so I'm wanting to like get a little bit back into that again. And then some stuff on Steam. I've been playing Slay the Spire, which is like a deck builder that's been really fun. And there's another like a dice-based roguelike called Dyson-Fold that I've been liking a lot. So mainly those ones.
Nice. That's
What
awesome.
about you?
All right, so I've been playing a lot of good stuff. So, I've been super excited. So, I've been on a Pokemon like year-long bender. All right, and I'm finally getting down to the nitty-gritty. There's only a couple left that I haven't got into, and one of the 3 remaining titles that I had not got into was X and Y, and I was so glad to pick these up physically. I had ordered X off eBay. I got a pretty good price on it, and I was pretty happy with it. And literally like a day before it was due to arrive, I go into my GameStop for my normal weekly GameStop hunt, and they had Y even cheaper complete, then I paid for X. And I was like, hell yes, I'm going to have them both. If I want to go for like optimal dex completion, I can. It's going to be really cool because I have like 50 3DSs. So it's very easy for me to trade back and forth. And then Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. I have been so hooked on this. Like my love of gaming is very much centered around, as much as I love JRPGs and baseball games, the third type of game that has most engrossed me over my life would definitely be like the hack and slash Warriors Muso games. And I love Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors. I love all the spin offs. And I love all the things that other companies do that are in that style. But their collaboration with Nintendo on first Hyrule Warriors, and then the one for Breath of the Wild, and now Age of Imprisonment, which is for Tears of the Kingdom, they're so fun. And I'm so excited to learn more about Raru and Minoru and all. And there's a whole bunch of original characters for this as well. And I've been having such a great time. I had originally started it on my son's Switch 2. I had bought the game for myself. I mean, he's always welcome to play any of my games. But I had bought the game for myself and I was playing it on his. And I probably played for 6 or 7 hours. And then, honestly, when I got my income tax check back, I was like, I got some extra cash. I'm going to grab a Switch 2 because I'm afraid they're going to become more expensive in the future. And I started my own playthrough after I did my switch over from my old Switch. And I restarted. I'm much more grinded. I got to the same point I was at, and all my characters are like up to like level 25, and I don't know, only 4 or 5 hours into the game, so I'm like replaying the battles over and over again. But I definitely love it. My surprise is like I wasn't sure if I was gonna love playing as Raru and Minoru, because like usually in the past I've not been a fan of like anthropomorphic looking characters. I love them both so much, like more than I could imagine. They're both so fun to play as, and there's so many other cool characters. I was sending Mandy, like I said earlier, pictures of like the mysterious construct, which is like Robo Link, and he has a sidekick, and I definitely will. He has a sidekick that's a fighting Korok that's like mad strong, and I unlocked one of Raru and Sonia's knights, and the next character I unlock, I don't know if there's more after that, but it's another really cool knight that I'm excited to play as. But I've definitely been enjoying those to the max. And the other thing that I've been playing on mobile is I've really got into the Pokemon Pocket TCG. It's less battle focused than the other game on mobile that uses like the codes from the packs of cards. This one's more collecting focused, and it has its own collections of cards for sets instead of like each release that the cards have. But it's so fun, and it's not pay to win. Like this, you can definitely buy more packs and stuff, but like I have played completely free. The one thing I will say, the Nintendo mobile games that I played the original Fire Emblem one, not like the crappy one that just came out. And then this one, I literally put no money into them and have gotten hundreds or thousands of hours of enjoyment out of them. They're a big thing. I'm not really comfortable with bringing like my Switch or DS or 3DS to work. So a lot of times on like my lunch, I'm playing either Fire Emblem or the Pokemon game on my phone, and they're just a great way to use free time while you're out or on your breaks at work, or maybe when you're not supposed to be playing them. But
just gotta reply to this text.
right, yeah.
Business.
It's just really fun. So I definitely would suggest anyone check that out. They're always doing like events on it. It's not like a dead game at all. They always have new stuff. They're doing a whole bunch of events where you can get free packs for like the 30th anniversary. So really cool stuff. But that's what I've been up to. It's been almost exclusively handheld. I've been playing my 3DS a lot. I've been playing my hacked DSi. That's where I've been playing the older Pokemon games. Because I have them all on the hacked one, and I'll play them on stream using my cartridges. Like, you know, I've been on Pokemon Mania. Like, we got red, we got gold, we got yellow. They're all right here, like with my Retron, so I can play them. And what I love about the Retron, and I've talked about this on the streams before, if the batteries are dead in your cart, the Retron saves it to the system.
Yeah, that's
And
amazing.
so if you don't feel comfortable doing the open cart surgery yourself, or you don't have the couple bucks to have someone do it, or you don't know anyone who can do it, the restaurant is a great way to play it without worrying with that. Now, granted, like
Yeah,
if you
I love
pop it
that.
into your actual handheld, it's not saved on the cart. But the Retron, if your batteries are working, can save it to the cart if you tell it to, which is pretty cool. You can actually import saves from the cart and save to the cart if you want to, if the battery is working. I think out of those three, two of the three work. The other one, I want to say it's gold is dead, but red works. I think they must have replaced that before I bought it, and yellow was replaced and works. So pretty neat. But yeah. So with that being said, kind of going into the Pokemon thing, Mandy, what do you think about the release of Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Switch?
Well, I haven't really been keeping up with it, but I watched your video about it. That was kind of like the first I was hearing about how they're not offering any sort of like online, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that just at all? There's no
Nothing
way
at
to
all.
play?
Nothing at all.
That is
No,
very surprising
no
to
battle,
me.
no trade, and they did promise it would connect with Pokemon Home, but no battle and no trade.
Yeah. I think that's a very strange choice because like we had so much fun when we played Four Swords together
Mm.
on like the Switch Online a couple years ago, and I think it's great that Nintendo were like allowing you to do that kind of thing now. Like I think that's really special. So I don't know why they would not do that for this.
For me, I think it's a hit and a miss because, on one hand, there was a lot of people talking for or hoping for releases of classic games outside of subscription services.
Yeah.
Even if it's digital. I mean, obviously, we'd love to see physical releases of them, but if it's digital, make it outside of the subscription service. But
Hmm.
for me, if the trade off is having it not have any functionality, then I don't want it outside of the subscription service. I don't see that as a win. I would rather
Yeah.
have that. Like I haven't bought them yet, but I will. But I would rather have them on the NSO service and me be able to like trade with you or battle you
Yeah.
than have it not be on and have literally nothing. Like basically the game is the
Yeah, because it adds
ROM.
something new to it.
It's the ROM on your Switch. It has local
Yeah.
functionality. It will use your Switch's Wi-Fi to trade with someone in the room. That's it.
Yeah, because it seems like it shouldn't be too difficult to incorporate that. That's the thing that kind of surprises me about it.
That's why in the video I called it a kiss with a fist. It's like a backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
It's like here's what you wanted. Like here's your game and I'm going to punch you in the head now. Like
Yeah.
like why? Like why couldn't we just have both? Either work that online functionality with just a couple of lines of code, Nintendo, into the game, or put it on NSO. And again, I'm not being negative about it. I'm going to buy them and I'm going to enjoy playing them. And when I'm playing them, I'll feature it. The one thing I don't like is I don't like doing things while the hype's on it. Literally, I go on Twitter
Mhm.
and every friend of ours that does RPGs is talking about Fire Red Leaf Green. They're all playing it. Watch them stream it. Kids, I was streaming that like months ago. Like, what are you doing? Like you, like so I don't want to. I don't care if it's popular or not. I don't like it when you're one of a million. Like it did feel special when I was playing like Gold and no one else is playing that. So it's like a
Mm.
unique thing if you want to experience that with me. It would not be unique for me to just play it right now while thousands of people are streaming it. There's nothing unique about that, you know. But oddly, and I don't know about the last 2 or 3 days, but like 3 or 4 days ago when I looked, um, the prices for those carts were going up, which I
Oh,
don't
really?
understand. I think maybe it's
Mm.
because you can't trade in battle, and people are now fired up and they want to have the game and they want to be able to trade in battle. I don't know. I mean,
Mm.
you can do it with the Wi Fi locally, but I don't know. The carts actually seem to be going up in price, which is
Yeah,
weird.
that was surprising.
I think maybe it's
Guess
it's because
just
of
renewed interest.
yeah, the confusion over the release and the fact that there was no kind of physical. Like Japan got like a fancy collector's edition for them that
Oh,
had
did they?
like those balls They're like little, like they look like crystal balls with like the Pokemon inside them, like a image of like Charizard and Bulbasaur and all that. Like, so they had these like glass orbs or whatever, and then it had two replica boxes, like the cardboard boxes that the original games came in Japan, but all
Oh,
they have is
that's
the
cool.
codes
Yeah.
for the game in them.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
That's
actual
kind of
game.
like, I think,
But it was also
I don't know if they.
$150.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. That's a lot.
for
I don't know
40
if
to, for 40
these
bucks
came
worth
out
of
in
digital games and like two
yeah.
orbs.
For I think Crystal. What else was it? Gold and Silver? It must have been. When they came out on the 3DS, I think in Europe and here, they also released like special cardboard boxes with the code.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they did them there or not, but yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and it's not the first time they did that. Remember when they did that with the Fire Emblem game? What was it
Like
called? Like something Dragon. It was one of the first two.
the first.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they released like it was like fancy collector's edition with all this fancy stuff and a code.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is happening? Why is this? And the funny thing is like
Yeah.
you can't even get the game anymore. So a game to get that collector's edition with the unused code would be like something special because like I never understood the whole like put stuff on the Switch digitally and then take it off.
Yeah. I hate that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because Nintendo doesn't like when people emulate and stuff, but like when that's the only option.
Mandy's the queen of emulation, by the way.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, no, she's like
Definitely not.
the queen pin of emulation. She's running like an Australian black market of emulation.
Away from getting a computer virus.
Yeah, it's crazy. And what you said is absolutely correct. Like they're so vehemently against any ownership or usage of their games outside of what they want specifically.
Yeah.
But then they don't provide any of it to us. Like it's wild.
Or provide it and take it away.
Yeah, it's wild. It's very sad. Very sad. The time to digital releases is the stupidest idea ever of anything I've ever heard of. All right, so I think we've covered all the week's relevant news. So now it's time for the famed lightning round.
Ooh,
so
yeah,
Mandy was all excited about
favorite.
She's written up some crazy questions. I think I'll come up with a couple off the top of my head after for her. But yeah, this is the lightning round. We'll put up like some snazzy graphic, and then it's lightning round time. So I'm going to grab a cough drop and get ready. So what do we got going on?
Okay. Let's see. Where should we start? Okay. Question 1. What is your favorite Pikmin? Of these 3 Pikmin. Or of any of the newer ones, if you're more familiar
Definitely
with them.
the blue one.
Yeah. I think I have been using the blue ones the most lately because they're the only ones that won't drown. But aesthetically, I like the yellow ones. Actually, here's my little flower vase.
Did you not put a flower in it yet?
Nah.
Does Cheryl think that's one of his toys? Cheryl's like, oh,
he just was,
Pikmin toy.
He's napping and he started like grumbling at me. He's like, shut up, Mandy.
I'm sure they probably make Pikmin dog toys.
Probably.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised.
You should definitely order some of those.
Yeah, I should look into it. All right. What series would you love to see a new entry in?
What series would I love to see a new entry in? You know, I'm going to go out on a limb, and we're going to leave our favorite genres here. I would love to see a new Final Fight. So, they made Streets of Rage 4. They featured a whole bunch of Final Fight characters in the Street Fighter games. I would love to see a brand new Final Fight game. That would be incredible. Capcom, listen up. Let's do it.
While we're talking to Capcom, I would like a new Ace Attorney, please.
We
I've
both
been
need them
waiting.
Capcom games. We
Yes,
both need them.
Capcom.
They got to get it. You know, maybe we can even have a crossover where the Ace Attorney folks are prosecuting the Mad Gear gang.
Were they in Project Cross Zone?
I think they were.
Anyone? I loved that.
I think they were. I
Found
had
that
that. I
really
never got into it,
hard, but
but I
yeah.
definitely should check that out.
Yeah, I want to go back to. I had the it must have been the second one, the one that had Rio in it. And
Nice.
Shenmue. That was him, right? He was right.
Oh.
Am I remembering that right?
Tell us down in the comments, guys. I'm old. I don't remember anything. Mandy has no
Was in it,
excuse.
right? I think that's why I bought it. Oh, what is a random feature that you love when games include? I have an example. So I was playing Winterborough in December,
Mhm.
and they have like an arachnophobia toggle, so you can turn off spiders, and they'll like turn them into something different. So I love that. I love when games are sensitive about spiders.
That's pretty neat. A feature. Like, well, I think probably one of the cooler ones that I can remember. Well, see, like, it's kind of weird, though. Like, when we talk about, like, a feature, like, do you mean, like, a menu option, or do you mean, like, just a cool part of the game? Because, like, if I'm thinking of, like, just a
Yeah,
cool
it's pretty
part of
broad.
the cool part of the game, like, I think of when there is more tangible collectibles. Like, speaking of Ryu, I loved the fact that in Shenmue you could collect the little gotcha toys. And
Yeah.
like like games are collectathons all the time. But being able to collect a tangible toy that you can like look at, like that was
Yeah.
really cool. And it's something that you can
Yeah, I
relate
love
to.
that.
Like I would love to see
I
more
think I'll
stuff
buy
like that.
another.
Where like you can
Yeah.
literally take your collectible and like look at it in the palm of your hand. Whereas in like DK, you're getting like golden bananas. Like who cares? What can I do
Yeah.
with that? Like or like DK emblems. Okay, what do I get for it? Like this is actually cool to look at it and be like, oh, this thing of like Amy Rose from Sonic is really cool. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So that's what I would say.
Or you
Like
can take it to a pawn
collectibles that are
shop.
more interactive.
Yeah. Okay. Grab the closest game to you. This was my fun one. What's mine?
Star Wars: The Best of PC. And this
PC
has
game.
Star Wars Empire at War, Knights of the Old Republic, the original Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars The Knights of Jedi Outcast, and Republic Commando. Pretty cool.
Cool.
What about you?
This one's mine. Or Pikmin. They're kind of even.
See, I didn't choose Hyrule Warriors because I like just brought it over. Like this is the next closest thing.
It's like I want to bring up Pikmin for a third time.
And then I have the manual for Tales of Fantasia that was sitting on top of it.
Oh. Okay. Oh, grab the closest figure to you.
Oh boy.
Can see some behind you.
Speaking of Final Fight, it is
Nice.
Poison, my favorite. And don't forget.
I like the handcuff.
Yeah, this is a really cool deluxe figure. And don't forget the story behind Poison, that Nintendo was so against violence against women in the early 90s, they said that she was trans. And they've
That's
never.
right, yeah.
And people go back and forth canonically about whether Poison has a penis. It's just a funny discourse to hear in gaming. So, but Poison's always been one of my favorite characters.
Interesting gaming history.
For sure.
Here are mine.
Oh my god!
Half of the Bravely Default team. I still have Ring a Bell and Adea in America, but they'll get here eventually.
Those are adorable. Let me see them
I
again.
love these. Yeah, these tis. These are like pop-up parade ones. They're a little bit dusty.
Wow.
But yeah. I
Those look
think
neat.
that they really they suit the style, like, because they're not super detailed models anyway.
Mm-hmm. I would
They look
say
good.
my second one that's right nearby too is Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. Much more wholesome.
Ooh.
I always loved Kamala Khan. I thought she was a much cooler Miss Marvel. So, and this is a Kotobukiya one. This one's actually kind of expensive, I believe. Last
Oh,
I
cool.
checked. So, good times.
I think what's like
I
the
think they're
most
both
expensive figure
Kotobukiya.
I have is probably because I don't have that many
Mm-hmm.
higher end ones or any. I have a Phoenix Wright Figma. That's probably
Oh,
it.
nice. I'm gonna try. I'm
Yeah.
gonna look and see what that poison one's going for. I'm pretty sure it's a lot. No, not poison ivy. Poison. Um, Final fight. Let's see. Woo! A lot.
How much?
Um,
Oh,
300,
that's
600.
oh my god!
A lot. 524.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember how much it was when you got it?
I think I paid maybe like 150 or 180 at the comic book store in Nashua. And I'm pretty sure I got the Kamala Khan one on discount because there was a lot of people when her comics came out. They're like, I always just assume it's because they're racist. Like they just didn't like her because she wasn't like the white blonde. Like I always hated it because I thought she was the coolest.
Yeah.
Let me see how much this one's going for. Kotobukiya. That one goes for about 100 loose to like 150 boxed. So not nearly as expensive because it's not like a sexy figure. That's why. Like the sexy figures are always a lot more.
Yeah. Very true.
Ridiculous.
All right, let's see what we got. What is the most difficult game you've played?
The most difficult. Oh my god. All right, and this is it. This is really frustrating because it's artificial difficulty too. At the end of Drakengard 3, one of my favorite games. I loved the intoners. I loved the story. The combat was so much fun. The last boss is an almost impossible rhythm game when
Oh.
the whole game has been fast paced hack and slash combat, and the last part is a hard as shit rhythm game.
That's that's really strange.
And from what I had heard, I have them, but I didn't play them. It was either Drakengard 1 or 2, the same thing happens at the end. Like, the end is a completely different type of fight than the whole rest of the game. And I want to say my wife had looked it up because she came pretty obsessed with it because she was trying to beat it for me. I couldn't do it. And I don't think she ever did either. But, like, she looked it up, and I think when she found out that, like, I don't remember who the director of the game was or the producer, but he literally was like, we do that on purpose. The goal is to upset you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, that's great. Thanks.
It worked.
Because it was a game I was
Yeah.
so excited for, and they had all this DLC where you could play as her sisters. And I was so excited to play through. They each had like a small story and there was like combat parts. And I couldn't beat it. And I was like, fuck this game, fuck the DLC. So that for
Yeah.
me was the worst. What about you?
Wow. I had no idea. I actually don't know. I wrote this question, but I don't really have an answer in mind.
Sounds like Pikmin.
Maybe it's Pikmin. I look. I'm hoping because like in the cutscenes, like in between. Well, they're not cutscenes, but like in between every day, there's a little bit of text where he's like writing in his log
Mm.
about like how things are going, and he said something about like, oh, maybe I don't need all the ship parts, so I'm hoping that I'll like complete the game even if I don't have all the ship parts,
It will
so
forgive your
we'll see what
failure.
happens. Yeah. That's kind of, I'm telling myself that.
Can you
But
just
this is all
imagine?
just part of it. You're
Like
not supposed to get all the shit
at
parts.
the end of it, you get like a visual novel style. It's like bad end, and you're like, no.
Maybe.
And it shows like all the Pikmin like rotting and Olimar's dead, and you're like, oh my
Oh.
god.
Actually, sometimes, because another thing is like you're supposed to gather up all the Pikmin before the day is over. Otherwise, they'll get abandoned on the planet. Because I think you go like back up in the ship in between. And there's like a little cutscene of like the Pikmin that you've left behind getting eaten
Oh my
by the
god.
monsters.
That's awesome.
So
It's the circle of life.
felt bad.
It's the circle of
Yeah.
life.
Poor Pikmin. All right, what do we have? What is your favorite character design? Like, sort of costume wise or stylistically?
That is a good one. I would say probably. I would say I would have to go back to Bloodborne. And I really loved the boss Vicar Amelia. And I've talked about this before. So you go into like the monastery and there's a little petite woman down on the ground praying over her rosaries. And then she turns and becomes this massive, massive silver maned white werewolf. And the screams she makes when she's turning are like these guttural screams. And it's someone who was praying for salvation from this, and she didn't get it. And she became it. So you come up on this like bandaged woman who's down on the ground in like a prone praying position, and then she turns into this like horrifying monster, and her screams and the screams she lets out during the fight are amazing. Like I would kill for like an expensive statue of Vicar Amelia. Like I'm sure someone's probably made like a custom or something, but I would. It was incredible. So I think that so many times the designs in a lot of FromSoft's games are out of this world. I mean, I could name off 100 things in Elden Ring that were just as cool. But Vicar Amelia is probably the one that stands out for me. What about you?
Probably, I mean, it's got to be something from Grandia too. Probably Malphus, I think. Always loved his design.
It is cool.
Alina, as weird as it is.
Grandia was like, Grandia 2, like when I first played that, I was like, it was when it came out. So I was probably like 12. And I was enjoying it so much back in the day. And I never played the first one very much. Like, most of our playthrough was new to me. But Grandia 2 I played like thoroughly and loved to death. So that's definitely a cool choice for sure.
Yeah. I love the detail in it. Okay, I have 2 left.
Okay.
What real world location would you love to see a game set in?
So my answer like 10 years ago would have been Boston. And then they did it with Fallout 4, which was like wicked cool. But I would say, I don't know. I don't really.
Yeah.
I know
I
that the
actually
thing,
don't have one either.
the thing that I wished for the most was Boston. And then my second favorite thing was a supermarket. And the cool thing is in the Fallout games, multiple times you go to supermarkets. And it's so cool. As someone who's worked in and managed supermarkets as my job for my entire life, and I had the dream of opening like my own corner store, like I always wanted to do that. I think it's so cool. And then when I was playing Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the whole Mimikyu in the supermarket and the haunted, abandoned supermarket thing was one of my favorite parts in the game. And I just loved the atmosphere in there. I love the whole story with Mimikyu in it. So for me, it's supermarkets. And like I can't think of some new place I'd like to see things be set. But when you see supermarkets in the game, like, and I remember like in Dying Light, I think you went into a supermarket. Like a lot of like the survival type like horror games, you go into supermarkets, and they're
Yeah.
such a familiar and comforting place for all of us. Like, I know it's like crowded and all the hubbub, but like we get our food there, we get our toys there, we get all the stuff that we like. So
Yeah.
supermarkets kind of feel safe. And
Yeah.
for them to be
I can see
not
that.
safe in like a horror action game, or
Yeah,
to
it's
be like haunted in
creepy.
Pokemon with the adorable Mimikyu.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was what I would say. Probably supermarkets.
Mm. Maybe I'd say just the Tetons. I love the Tetons. I think I've probably tried looking for games set there. Because usually
Was
when I.
was Firewatch in the Tetons?
Oh, I don't know. Let me see.
Or maybe that was just in the regular Rockies? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, it probably exists, but that's just what.
Yeah, they've
I
made
go with that one because
everything.
it's my
But yeah,
favorite
that's
place. Yeah.
that seems like a cool,
Hmm.
like, what kind of game would you want it to be though? Like a nature photography
Yeah,
game, a
that's a
survival game,
good
a narrative
question.
game. Like, imagine like you're in the Tetons and you're being like chased by like zombie bears and wolves and like
Yeah,
zombie
maybe not
hordes.
that.
That would
I
be
don't think I could
awesome.
handle that. Probably like an open world thing, some sort of RPG maybe.
Nice.
Anything that's not too scary, I think would be fun. And then my last one. What is your least favorite thing about your favorite game?
Ooh, that is a good one. That is a good one. And
I don't think that I have an answer for this because there's nothing bad about Grandia 2.
I would say that it has to be, and I know this is probably kind of cheating, but the versional specifics differences in Pokemon games. And I'm not
Hmm.
necessarily talking about not being able to complete the decks. So when I was playing Diamond and Pearl, I don't remember which one I was playing on because I have them both. But I remember I love Clefairy and Clefable. And I loved the underground and the digging. But in one of the games, the moonstone appears as the rarest stone. And in the other one, it's fairly common. And I picked
Ah,
the
okay.
game where it was the rarest stone. So I
Mm.
literally spent numerous hours grinding to make my Clefable. When if I had just played Diamond instead of Pearl, I could have had a Clefable as soon as I had a Clefairy
Yeah.
because the Moonstone was common. So that to me, the little tiny differences with like items and little things like that, not necessarily the
Yeah.
Pokemon, drive me crazy.
Yeah. That's fair. I hate, like, because when you're trying to decide which one to play too, like, that's the kind of thing that you really need to be aware of because it could, like, impact you so much. But yeah,
Yeah, like when I
it's
looked, I'm
always
like,
hard.
okay, so Clefairy and Clefable are in both of them. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
But I didn't look to
Yeah,
see if the
exactly.
evolution stone that I needed was plentiful in both of them. And it was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
devastating after. Just terrible. Just
Now,
terrible.
is there anything I can think of about Grandia 2? Do you have a least favorite thing about Grandia 2?
No, I honestly, Grandia 2 I put with like Suikoden 2 and Final Fantasy 7, where when I look at them, I'm like, there's nothing I hate about this. Like there's people I saw people
Yeah.
complaining about like the mini games in Final Fantasy 7. I'm like, the snowboarding and crap was the most fun. What are you talking about? The bike mini game, like they were such a welcome diversion from like the grinding you were doing. I was like, they're awesome.
Mm,
So like I can't really like even the mini games in like Suikoden 2 with like the gambling and all that stuff, like I loved all that stuff. So like I don't
yeah.
they're almost like in this like untouchable, like we can't touch
That's kind of how
7,
I.
Suikoden 2,
Yeah.
Grandia 2. You know what I
I
mean?
guess if I had to pick one thing, maybe I always thought like, those, like, 3D cutscenes. There's one in particular, when they're on the what's it called? Crossing the granite cliffs on the skyway thing. I forget what it's called.
Tram?
But there's a huh?
The tram?
I
Is that
think
what they
it had
called
some
it?
sort of special name,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
but I
can't
can't remember
remember.
what it was. But there's like they did like this weird kind of 3D cutscene, but it looked really out of place, and that always stuck out to me. I was like, this scene, what is this? So that's my one thing.
Another one in a recent game I've been playing, as much as I'm definitely loving X and Y, Lumio City is the worst thing I've experienced in a Pokemon game.
Which one is that?
That's the one where you go into the city and it's like on like a circular tilt, and you can only get to half of the city, and you have to go down all the roads, and like you have to turn, you have like tank controls in it. You turn your character and then walk forward, and then turn your character, and then like they brought back like an old like Doom control scheme for it.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I played it.
Remember, that's the one where
are you on like roller skates?
Yes, and when you first go there's a power outage, and you can only get to half of the city, and then you have to traverse the whole map, and you get to the other half. But like the way you traverse the city, and you have to turn, then go that direction, turn, then I'm like, oh, why is it like this when the 3DS literally has a proper pad? Like, oh my god, what are we doing? But the games are lovely if you can get over that. Like, and I have to repeatedly go in the city to style my furfru, and I hate having to go back there. It's impossible to find stuff in the city, and if you can't find it, taking the taxis is a huge chunk of your money. Like, humongous. So, yeah, I hated that too, even though they're great games.
Yeah.
That
was all my questions.
Good.
Think.
All right. So next week I will have a whole list of questions for Mandy, and I think that's how we'll do it. So like we're answering our own questions too. Okay. I'll come up with a nice fancy list of questions for Mandy next week, and then when we start rolling in some guests, we'll have our normal lightning rounds where we'll grill them with questions, and that's how we'll do it. So Mandy, I have greatly enjoyed rebooting this with you, and I look forward to a bright future of podcast domination. It's going to be incredible.
So much fun.
It's going to be incredible.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
It's good memories. Cold Takes has a lot of good memories with my friends, especially you, and we're starting anew. And it's time to move forward with positivity, fun, and tons more lightning rounds. So, I hope everyone has a nice week. We'll see you next week. And as always, stay creepy.
Stay creepy.
Bye, guys.